Wait,
we're gonna be hello, and we're gonna be reading a book called "When Jesus Was 4 or Maybe 5" by Mary Bangham. For boys and girls who like to touch things. This book is the dedication. It means this book is yours. You may finish it any way you like. If you'd rather, you may leave it as it is. Parents and teachers should turn to the notes on page 30. This picture shows Jesus when he was almost 4 years old. You should look for another picture of Jesus as a little boy, or paste it on this page, or draw something you might think he might have made in a carpenter shop. When Jesus was 4 and maybe 5, he liked to touch his mother's water jar. It was cool and smooth and round and hard. It looked something like this. Yes, that was Jesus. Did you know in Nazareth, the town where Mary and Joseph and Jesus lived, all the women had water jars? They carried them to the well and filled them with water. Draw pictures of more water jars if you like. The one Jesus' mother had was probably brown. Maybe make yours any color you want.
What an awkward book.
When Jesus was 4, and even when he was 5 and 6, he liked to touch soft clay. He liked to squeeze it between his fingers.
What?
Whenever a water jar broke, Jesus liked to help his mother make a new one out of clay. Maybe he made a little water jar too. Perhaps you would like to make a small water jar, like the one in this picture. Perhaps you could shape one out of modeling clay. Be sure you scoop out the inside to hold a little bit of water.
Oh no, crap!
Then let it get very, very dry, so it will be strong enough to hold water. Now, do you have a nice shelf where you can keep it? When Jesus was 4 years old, he liked to touch wood shavings that fell on the floor. When his father planed wood at his workbench, the shavings were smooth and curly, and they crackled when Jesus touched them. Perhaps you'd like to make some shavings yourself, just to hear the same crackling noise. Do you have a small tool chest with a plane in it? Your father may have a large plane. Even a vegetable peeler for your mother's shavings. Keep the shavings on yourself behind your water jar. Look at them shavings whenever you think about Jesus making shavings.
Because whenever I want to think about Jesus, I
But there's the shavings. Continue.
Jesus had strong sun-browned hands when he was 4.
No.
Let Jesus hold nails for him and help hold boards steady. And Joseph helped Jesus make things. Would you like to hear a little poem about Jesus? Boy, Jesus, tell me. Boy, Jesus, tell me. Did you like to play with your tools and tool chest all the day? Did you have a hammer and a saw like mine? Did you cut out little boats? All the time. And did Joseph help you and Mary smile in praise when you finally made them straight after many days? Jesus, might you have some wooden markers for this mother's garden? You could make some nice smooth sticks for your mother's garden. When Jesus was 4, he liked to touch shiny pennies. He called these pennies mites. He liked to hear them jingle. He liked to drop them off in an offering box at his church. Jesus' church was called a synagogue. Do you have some pennies or other coins of your very own? You could give some in your church offering on Sunday. Draw some pennies and nickels and dimes on this page.
There's no pennies back then.
When Jesus was 4, he liked to eat dates and figs. They made his fingers very sticky, but he liked them anyway.
What?
Do you suppose Jesus found a good way to get the sweet stickiness off his fingers? What do you think he could think of? Ask your mother or father or teacher for some dates or figs to eat. Of course, you will remember to say please.
Dates and figs.
When Jesus was 4, he liked to help his mother make flour. They would rub some grain between 2 large, flat, smooth stones.
Oh, nice.
That was the way they made flour in those days. Jesus' mother made bread and small cakes out of flour. Try to find 2 flat, smooth stones. Wash them clean, then rub a little grain between them. You will have to rub hard to get even a little bit that is smooth enough to call flour. Feel your flour to see that it is really smooth. Ask your mother to keep the flour you have made and mix it with some of hers. When she gets ready to bake, just a little bit, a very small spoonful will be enough. When your mother does her baking, she might like to shape out one of her cookies, or smooth out her bread, or spread the cake batter.
Cake batter.
Cake batter. When Jesus was 4, they did not have books that opened the way yours do. They had scrolls with words on them. The scrolls were made out of paper called papyrus, and they were rolled up. The paper was very long and not very wide, rolled up from both ends. Usually there was a stick fastened to each end. When the scroll was rolled up, the two sticks were close together.
Keep going.
It's a long book. There were big scrolls in every synagogue church, but in every home where people...
Did you just say synagogue?
Oh, here. Israel was the name of the country where Jesus lived. Ask your father to read these words over again. And this time say, "Hear, O America," because America is the name of our country. I think that's all, bro. Hold on.
Is that it?
Read the end.
What's the end? What does the end
That
say?
was the end. Shall I read it again?
No.
Israel was the name of the country where Jesus lived.
Just say goodbye, you two.
Ask your father to read these words over and over again. And this time say, "Hear, O America," because America is the name of our country. "Hear, O America," because America is the name of our country. Hit that music, Jer. Hit that music. Hit that music.
Oh, I have to load the video now.
Hurry up, load that video. I feel like jerking right now.
Alright.
And thus